Hey, what's up guys? It's Online Money 24/7 and today we're going to be talking about the best way to invest $100 in 2018. So today we're going to be going through a couple of different methods that you could utilize to invest that $100 in 2018. So the first method is the stock market. So on average with the stock market, you could generally expect about a 10% return annually. Some years it's going to be higher than 10%, some years it's going to be lower than 10%. It depends on what stocks that you're actually into, but on average, if you were just to invest in an index fund, just to get what the market returns, you could expect around 10% return annually. So if you were to have that $100, with $100, that's only up to $110 if all goes well. So the stock market really isn't the best method for only $100. It works a lot better if you have more money. Like I said, it's not the best with only $100 because with only $100, 10% of 100 is $110. So really, realistically, if you're going to be going the stock market method for investing, you want to probably have some more money because if, say, for example, you had like $50,000 it's saved up, that would be like $5,000 a year in return. So big difference there between what a 10% return could give you with $100 versus what a 10% return could give you with $50,000 or even $1,000 or $100,000. It just depends on the amount of money. So moving into the better method, realistically, that I would recommend more for someone who only has $100 to invest is starting a business. So with starting a business, now the difference is here is that it doesn't only take money, but it also takes time. So some businesses take more money to get started than others. Some businesses you could pretty much start with really no money at all. Some of the businesses that I've done when I was younger was like a tutoring business that generated quite a bit of profit for me, and it was recurring because I would tutor the same kids every week. All I would do is I had a connection with a teacher at a school, and so she was able to get me clients for my tutoring business. It just takes building up connections if you want to do something like that, for example. But that was an easy way to start a business without any money. And even if I wanted to put in money, maybe into some teaching supplies, I could have done that. But there's a lot of different types of businesses that you could get started with little money, but it takes time. Now, not even just from physical businesses, because I use that example to show you something that really doesn't take any money to get started, but I talk a lot on this channel about Shopify, starting an online store. That's something else that you could have an option for. And so, like I said, starting a business does take a bit more time in comparison to the stock market, which is more passive because the stock market, you're pretty much just putting your money in there and you let it grow. You don't really have to touch it or do much. You do have to manage your investments a little bit, see how things are doing, but really it's not a whole lot of work. The more you tinker with your investments in the stock market, you're probably going to lose money if you try and time market, buy and sell at certain times. It's realistically better just to like keep an eye on your stocks, see how they're doing, making sure they're doing all right, see the news, and then just put your money continually in there. So it is more passive, but with starting a business, you can make quicker money and make way more money, really, especially if you only have $100 to get started. I mean, starting a Shopify store, I have a lot of different videos on this channel on how you can actually start your Shopify store. That takes under $100 to actually get your first month. It's $29 a month to start. And then after that, you probably want some money for some products and some advertising revenue, or some advertising budget rather, so you could generate revenue. But realistically, with starting any kind of business, those are just two different examples. Whether you do like a physical tutoring business, you could even do a lawn care business, or like I said, an online business with a Shopify store. There's infinite different businesses that you could start and make a lot more money with that $100 versus putting it into stocks. Stocks is more so something you do when you have more money saved up, because it's much more passive, which is nice, but it takes more money to actually make a decent return, because like I said before, with only $100, you're not going to make much of the stock market. So starting a business is that quicker way to make a lot more money in the long run. So the third method here that I have to talk about is education. Okay, so education is a little bit of a different route here than the other two. It is more related to building up your skills. Okay, so education helps you learn skills, right? And skills are very, very, very important because that is what allows you to improve aspects of your life, whether that's money, whether that's relationships, whether that's, starting different online businesses, that's anything. Education on things, whether that be a course, an online course that you purchase, whether that's books or any method of learning, investing in your education, even if you just invest that $100 towards something, that could pay off for you in greater amounts of value. Maybe it's not monetary value that it pays off for you right away, but you learn a skill that then in the future allows you to make more money or just improve your life as a whole. Because realistically, if you invest in yourself and find this one book on mindset or something like that, and it gets you going, then you start this online business, that $100 right there is proven way more valuable investing in education than it would be if you had just thrown it in the stock market and made $10 in a year. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of different routes that you can go with investing money, and education is one of the best ways because, building up your skill sets, those things last forever. Those last for your whole life. Those can't be taken away from you. You know what I mean? Even if you fail with a business, the education that you utilize can't ever be taken away from you. You know what I mean? So learning skills, definitely very, very important. Something I definitely would recommend to you guys. If you have $100, you want to spend it on some of those kind of things, that can help you for your whole life. So the bottom line with all of this is you really want to do some of all the 3 different types of investment strategies. You want to put some into stocks, you want to put some into starting a business and education. Now with stocks, it is actually good to get started with not a ton of money, because then you learn through practice and through doing. When I first started in the stock market years ago, I didn't put a lot of money into the stock market. I was like nervous, anxious, but you know what? Over time, actually doing it, putting the money in, and really realistically taking things piece by piece, I finally understood it. So even with just $100 in the stock market, if you have just an extra $100 you want to put at it, go for it, because you're going to learn a lot of valuable lessons from doing that. Not just, oh, can I make $10? You're learning by buying stocks and seeing how it all works. And that is going to then prepare you for when you do put in $1,000 into the stock market, when you put in a few more, you put in 5,000, you put in 10,000, however much money you're putting into the stock market from other businesses or other ventures that you're making money from, that, the value on education of learning how to do it in the beginning stages is going to take you a long way. So that's what I'm trying to get across here with the stock market. Now, like, same thing with starting a business. Starting a business, say a Shopify store, for example, because I talk a lot about that on this channel. You start that Shopify store in the beginning. You might not turn a profit that first month because you're learning a lot of things, right? You spend that $100, you don't really make a lot off of it, okay? Maybe you just lose that money, but you're learning from that experience. That's the whole thing. Education too. You're practicing and experiencing things with that first $100 that is going to be very valuable for the future. So say with stocks, you put that $100 in and you learn a lot from it. You put that $100 into a Shopify store, you learn from that. You put that $100 into a course or towards a course or books, there's lots of learning that goes on with that $100 in comparison to trying to make that quick buck. Because with only $100, you're not going to really be able to turn that into a real quick buck per se. It's more so that you're investing into methodologies of building your skill sets in all these different aspects. So I hope this video helped you guys. I know it's a lot to take in. There's a lot of different things that you want to learn in this space, and I hope this video helped you at least understand that a little bit. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, what the heck are you doing? Hit that dang subscribe button, hit the notification bell as well so you get notified for future videos, uploads, and all that good stuff. Leave a like, leave a comment down below if you have any questions, comments, concerns. But anyway, guys, that's all for today's video. So I will see you in the next one. Peace out.